All right, so the market is weird today. Yes, I think it's just weird. And we're going to just kind of look at it real quick. Let's look at the averages, and I'm going to show you two trades that I put on that I think I'm feeling pretty comfortable with. Let's do it. All right, so yeah, the Dow was weak. Look at the Dow, down 255 points. It's like the industrial trade they feel is over, at least over for now. NASDAQ ripping. And what's weird about this market, the S&P is down, is rarely do you see the FANG stocks ripping for the most part, and the rest of the market just not following. It's all FANG right there, right? All the big, large caps on fire. Maybe that has something to do with the 10-year yield going lower. I don't know, but I'm going to show you my trades and the trades that I put on. Let's go take a look. I'm going to show you the SPY first, and then we'll look at Nvidia. All right, so here's the SPY, and just looking at the monthly chart, and maybe this is the reason for the pullback. You can look at the slow stochastic. It's just pinned to the top of the charts here. And we going into June. We are in June, right? So and just look at it. Look at the expansion away from the moving averages. It is definitely toppy. I'm going to bring it down to the weekly. Right, that was the monthly, and you can see this gray area I got expanded at the top of the range. And what that is for me is I think I feel comfortable in selling calls above that area. I just think that it's a little toppy, and I showed you that with the monthly. Now let's go down to the daily, and I'm going to bring this all the way down to the 4-hour, and you can see it a little bit closer. You see how we was hitting the top of the channel, right? And now we just kind of, we don't want to go up there no more, hence my gray area. And we want to bring it a little lower. At least I'm thinking it wants to go a little lower. But let's go to the 4-hour, and then you can understand my trade a little bit better that I'm about to show you. Let me zoom in here. And how about this? How about I clear out my channels? I hate clearing my stuff out. But if you look at the 4-hour, we just been going sideways. We just been in a range, right? We just been in a range ever since. I mean, a nice little tight little range. Ever since, was that about April 14th? So for the last month. So what I decided to do was to place an Iron Condor on the SPY. And I'll go ahead and show you the Analyze tab, and you can see the actual strikes I put. And this is a short. This one expires next Monday, right? This June 21st. Today is the June 14th. It expires next Monday. Here it is. Here's the width. I sold the 419, 418 put spread, and I sold the 427, 428 call. So basically, I'm short the 419 and the 427. And we can go to the chart and see if we could plot that real quick. 419 and the 427. I'm just going to get close with this, okay? 419, right? And the 427. I'm basically saying that over the next 5 days, because I really hope to be out of this trade by Friday. I know it expires Monday, but I want to be done with it on Friday, by Friday. And I'm saying it's going to stay in here like it's been doing for the last month. If I put this trade on every Monday for the last month, I would have been a winner. Right, so go back to the Analyze tab, and you can see what I got for it. I got 41 cents for the trade. Now I'm looking to get out at 20 cents. I want to buy it back at 20 cents. Now, the 40 cents, look at my strikes are $1. They are $1 wide, right? So my risk is only 60 cents. So 40 divided by 60 is 66 cents, 66% profit on this trade. I just think it's excellent. Now, when you look at the delta right here, that's the delta. It's -2. I wanted to structure it so my delta is slightly to the downside because I'm feeling a little bearish right now. So if we go back to the chart, and I'm right, if it kind of starts to go down, I'm going to be making money a little bit faster. A lot of times when I do these, I try to set it up not as a bias of which way I want my delta to kind of lean, and that will kind of set my strike. So when I set this one up, I had the Analyze tab open, and I'm kind of playing with the strikes to where I'm able to see the delta be slightly negative. And these are the strikes that I came up with: 428. I'm sorry, short the 427 and then short the 419, right? If it would go a loss either way, right? I would, if it goes below 418 by next Monday, I lose $59. And if it goes above 428 by next Monday, I would lose $59 as well. If it stays in here, I make $41. Now, I didn't do this one time, right? This trade will actually only cost you $59 to put on. I did it 10 times, right? 10 times. Now, you do pay a lot of commissions with these because it's 10 legs, man. It's 40 legs, right? You got, oh, man. That's the only thing I don't like about Iron Condors. But I'm going to get it back in profits, hopefully, right? So now, $410. I'm risking $590 to make $410, and I hope to be out in $205. Actually, 20, so $200. I want to make $200. Actually, $210. I want to make $210. Okay, so there it is. There's a trade. That's $410 is this kind of fooling me. And I'm looking at the number to the left over here, right? As I put it, you can see these are the strikes down below, right? 418, 419, and then this blue line is where I would be, and you can look over here to see the profits, right? So if it's above 419 by Monday, that's what this blue line is. This purple line is today, and you can see today if you would line it up to where it's trading right now, which is right here. You can see I'm losing money. Anytime you put on an Iron Condor, most likely you will be losing the second you press confirm. And it just takes time for that purple line to arch up. I could simulate it by pushing this, and you can see how it's arching up, and it would slowly be making money. So if it was the 620th, if it was the 20, it says here, I would be up $246 if it was trading right here today. So that's the trade I put on, and I feel good with it. I feel good with it. Slightly biased to the downside because I'm just feeling a little negative on the market. What is today's date? Oh, shoot, my thing unfroze. All right, there we go. Yeah, so I'm feeling a little kind of like the market just wants to kind of get a little soft and maybe not roll over, just slowly trend to the downside, kind of like it's been, yeah, just like this. Notice no big bars, just kind of just in a range, in a tight little range, and maybe it'll start to slowly go down. All right, so let's go ahead and look at Nvidia. Nvidia has actually been on fire. On fire. Now, I put a more aggressive trade on this one because I'm really shocked that it's just so strong in such an environment and after what it did already. See, now I can start by looking at the monthly and you can see it's just going straight up, man. Oh, this is an unbelievable stock. I still like this stock if you're looking for long term. I just think right now it's a little overextended. If we can get a pullback back to the 700, if we can get a pullback, it'll be perfect, but I don't know. I just don't know if it's going to give you one. I do think eventually it will be up here in this 850 area soon. I don't know how soon. Not tomorrow, which is what the chart is trying to show us. But, you know, I think it's eventually going to head up this way before it starts to kind of start going sideways and doing one of these numbers right here. But let me show you the trade that I put on with Nvidia. Well, there's the monthly. Let's look at the weekly real quick. You can see it breaking out of this range. And that's why it's got so much power, because it was consolidating. It's consolidating for like a year, finally breaks out, and it just wants to take off. Look at the daily, see the same thing in the daily. I'm just hoping it does start to, I just don't need to go back to 680, and I'll show you why. And then we look at the 4 hour. There's the 4 hour chart. Now let's go ahead and look at the trade I put on. I sold now I'm feeling like this thing still wants to push up, even though it's already overbought for the most part, but I'm just feeling, so I structured this trade to have positive deltas when I put it on, and I sold the 835. By the way, this expires July 16th. So if you go to the trade tab, you can see that's 32 days away. Let's go back to the analyze, right? So 32 days away. I sold the 835. Now that's way up here. There's no way, man. There's no way it's going to 835. If it is, I wanted to get down here, but I really like the puts, but I just sold the calls for extra credit. I did not get like a big money on the call side because you can see how far out of the money. I mean, it's just way out there. I sold the 835 calls, bought the 840s for protection. And on the downside, I sold the 680s and bought the 675s for protection. I do feel, let's go ahead and chart that real quick. So that's the 835, right? If this gets up here in 32 days, oh man, right? That, you know what would do that? The arms deal. They said, oh, we got the arms deal. It's probably boom, right up there. And then the 680. So I'm a little worried about the downside, but I don't think I do think we can come down back into this range, and of course that will have me scared because this is like 690 and I sold the 680, right? So I'm gonna be right here, and this is 30 something days out. So I'm thinking maybe this thing is still going to drift up, and that's why I kind of a little bit closer to the action. Look at the buying. Look at the money's just coming in this thing, boy. Unbelievable volume. So I guess that's what's just drifting it a little higher. So let's go ahead and analyze that trade real quick again. And you can see I got all the legs in the analyze tab, right? So I sold the 840. I sold the 835, bought the 8040 for protection. Sold the 680, bought the 675 for protection. These are $5 wide. The most I can lose is $5. But let me see, I got the wrong pricing. I bought this, I did this for $1.50. I did it for $1.50 even, right? So $3.50. Basically, this is $5 wide. It cost me $500, but they are giving me $150 right now. So basically, my risk is $350, right? $350 for every time I put this on. So there it is, right there. You look to the left, $350. You know, and the most I can make if it stays in this range, right? The most I can make is $150. So $150 divided by $350. That's 42% on your money. 42%, right? So I did this 10 times. I did it 10 times. So I want to make $1,500 max on my money and risk $3,500. And of course, I'm not going to let this expire until it's worthless. I want to buy it back at 75 cents. So basically, the most I can make, the most I want to make is $750. And that is the trade, right? So I'm going to try to make $750 with this. And, oh yeah, notice the delta. Let me bring it back down to 1 so you could see the math on this. Notice the delta is slightly positive. So if this was still were to drift up, I would be making money. I'll be able to close this trade out faster. It looks like as of right now, it looks like it's wanting to drift down. So you can see how the purple line comes down, and as this is the price lines, this little dotted line. So if it starts to drift back a little bit, I'm gonna be losing money a little bit faster. So that's why I say this trade is a little bit more aggressive. Maybe I should have came in on this end to get a little bit more credit, push everything to the left. But for some reason, I don't know. I'm just scared. I gotta admit, man, this is a scarier trade for me. I might be a little bit less patient to pull the trigger to close it out if it starts going against me a little crazy. Anyway, so 32 days out. If you look at the data, I'll be collecting about $2.50 a day, like $2.50. But I did it 10 times, so you kind of bump this up, and it'll be $24 a day, right? The next day it'll be $25. The next day it'll be, did I hit it? 26, and you can see how that works. Every time as we get closer to expiration, the more theta becomes positive, and that's basically the decay. That's the decay of all the options I sold, and that money comes to me. Why? Because I sold it and didn't buy it, right? If you would have bought these options, this is what you're losing. This is why you want to sell. You want to sell them. Now, I could have been real safe and brought this leg way down here, got a less credit, been more comfortable with the trade. I don't know. I just decided to be a little bit more aggressive with this one because the stock is just being aggressive, right? The stock just looks like it just wants to look up. Look at this. Check back, up, check back, and it just looks like it wants to kind of continue to go up. So I wanted a little bit positive delta on this trade. All right, so there's the trades that I put on today. I figured I'd share those with you. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like Iron Condors. For some reason, I've been trading that late. Well, I wouldn't say that. I've been trading the put side. But since we've been getting a little toppy, I was like, you know what? I'm going to trade the call side as well. And that's why I even went way out with Nvidia, because I just don't trust that call side. We're still in a bull market, even though things is going down. So that's it, man. That's the video. Hopefully you like it. Enjoy it. Subscribe. Subscribe. I know we've been talking about crypto for here and some time to time over the weekend, but we still do. The main thing with this channel is options. We talk stocks, options, and a little bit of crypto, specifically SafeMoon. I really like what's going on right there. So thanks for watching. If you want to see those SafeMoon videos, it's in the history. And if you want to see some options videos, they're in the history as well. I'm Dre Trades. Dre Trades on Twitter, Dre Trades on Instagram, right here, Dre Trades 2, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Peace. Have a good day, y'all, man. I'm out.